Welcome back, boys and girls, to episode 46 of the Nerd Chills podcast. This is Adam Diaz, and with me, as always, is CJ. Welcome back, CJ.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be back again for another week, and we have a super fun topic, which I'm excited to get to, because everyone gets to pick Overwatch for awards again, it looks like.
Right?
Yay!
I know that's what Robin's doing, and skipping ahead to the fourth chair, Robin Grace is joining us again. Welcome back, Robin. And then moving to the third chair, Charlie, as always.
Hello.
Hello. So, like CJ said, our main topic is going to be the Video Game Award Show, which will be, just the Game Awards now.
Yeah.
Which will be coming up on December 4th?
December 6th.
December 6th. And we're going to go through the categories, the nominees, and let you know who we think is going to win.
We're going to rock the vote, or vote or die, or
whatever you want to say to inspire you to have your voice heard. And you guys can go do that right now, and you can vote once a day, in fact. So we'll go through those, and once you listen and be like, oh my god, they're so wrong, then go have your voice heard. But first and foremost, CJ, what have you been playing, bro?
Two things. I got back into
Call of Duty.
Clash Royale, because you were playing it, so I was like, why not? And then just
Nice.
Call of Duty. Just been grinding away.
How's that going?
Good. Getting, so far, the team from last week, we've improved like tenfold. So I'm super excited about that. We're going to have our first tournament tomorrow, so we'll see how we do.
Nice. Congrats and good luck.
Thank you.
Right? Absolutely. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. How many trophies do you have in Clash Royale?
I just hit my highest. It's like 2,500 something.
Nice. I think I'm in the same arena as you, but I'm not quite as high.
Yeah.
So I stopped playing when I got to that arena, and I'm just doing 2 versus 2s, which don't increase your trophies, but you can collect chests and crowns off of them, so you can get your like daily giant gold chests and stuff like that. So
totally play some 2v2s.
2s are really fun, actually. You just have to have people that know what they're doing. You get so many people that bought like their way to good cards, and they don't know what they do, so they drop them. Like someone who is like really good against AoE, they drop them like right in front of a direct damage dealer, and they just get fucking melted. And you're like, are you fucking stupid? Like, did you not know that was about to happen? So they just throw their stuff away. But right on. Charlie, what have you been playing?
Literally just Animal Crossing.
Just Animal Crossing?
I'm up to level 30.
Dang.
I was informed that there was a super intense game of Monopoly played last night.
Oh, yeah. We did play Monopoly. I was playing Animal Crossing on the side.
I like that it was like Fallout Monopoly, but it was just, there was no cool Fallout like aspect to it other than the places
and the tokens.
Yeah, it's
So
kind
it
of
was
like
just Monopoly.
normal, I guess. But I've got the ability to download a bunch of games. Like I have Star Wars Battlefront. I have Skyrim for VR, so hopefully I'll get to touch on some of those before next week.
I hope you don't get motion sick, because I've heard a lot of people be like, this is the VR game that got me so motion sick I had to sit down. So,
Well, I'm going to be sitting anyways. Why would I be standing?
this is very true.
I'm plugged in anyways.
That's the way to play VR, is definitely sitting down.
Yeah.
So, right on. Robin, what have you been playing?
Now that I have the 360 set up in the room, I have been playing Scott Pilgrim again.
The game is hard as fuck.
It's so hard, but it's so fun.
Yeah, I was watching her playing. Holy shit. Like,
How old is that game? Like 8 years old?
Oh, it's older than that.
It's so old, but it was, I don't know. I saw it on my Xbox Arcade, so I was like, I'll play this because it's nice and quick. It's not nice and quick.
It was like
so
1 a.m.
hard.
and I'm like, I'll stay up and watch you beat this level.
Because it's 1 to 4 players, and I'm sitting there trying to beat these levels by myself, and it's so impossible.
Yeah, I was watching, just trying to stay awake, just hoping she would beat it, and finally she beat it. I'm like, yay! Turn off the TV and the light, we're going to bed. I was just so tired. And so that's carried over. Right on.
Yeah.
So, as for myself, I've been playing a little game known as Star Wars Battlefront 2. I have many thoughts on it. So I guess I'll just jump into those. Star Wars Battlefront 2 has been in the news quite a bit because of these loot boxes. And basically the way I want to portray this is I've played a lot of first-person shooters with a lot of different progression systems. And I like it when I can get addicted to a first-person shooter and do something like what Call of Duty would call prestige.
You mean because of all the gambling?
Yeah, the gambling just has me addicted. No, it's straight up just like, I think this game is fun, I want to keep playing. And this has been the way I am before loot boxes were even a thing. And Star Wars Battlefront 2 actually has a really good progression system where you can unlock stuff that takes a while to unlock, and it requires a lot. And a lot has been made because you can unlock these things quicker if you pay. So for people that are afraid whether or not this game is pay to win, rest assured it is. But at the same time, it's not that big of a competitive advantage. People are freaking out like, oh, they get to be Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker if they pay money. It's like, yeah, but it's one loadout. You have to get 8,000 points within the match to even unload, like, to use that card. And then you're still not invulnerable. Like, you can get fucking smoked super fast as long as the other person's not stupid. And EA went back and said, okay, 75,000 credits might be too much to buy Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker because they were supposed to be, like, the end-all goal of your progression. And so they lowered them down to, like, 15,000. And this is the best way I can put it. If you want to enhance some of your abilities, you can unlock cards. And, like, you can upgrade them, you can build them, which is a really cool crafting system, because if you unlock them and they're, like, the basic form, and you get it again, it just breaks it down into components, which you can use to build other cards, or enhance the ones you have, which is really cool. And you have 3 card slots. One you get right away, the second one you unlock at level 5, the third one you unlock at level 15, I think. I haven't even unlocked my second card slot, so I'm not even at level 5. And I've already unlocked Darth Vader. I haven't paid a single dime. So that's how quickly you can accrue credits to unlock this shit. And it's so frustrating that everyone is so up in arms that this game is pay to win. And it's like, well, the way that they went and balanced it is so that they can still include these loot boxes where you can pay for them. But now it's really easy to unlock everything without money. And it's like, well, this fucking sucks. Like, realistically, I get why people are mad. Because they don't want someone just coming in there and being like, oh, I'm going to pay an extra $50 and unlock everything and be better than everyone. But at the same time, it's like, if you eliminate the option of paying, keep the super deep progression system. Because if I see Darth Vader on the battlefield, what that should tell me is that dude plays a lot of fucking Battlefront. Not either, oh, they paid $10 to get him, or maybe they've played for, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours. I don't even think I've played that much and I've already unlocked him.
I just don't really see what the big fuss is about. I think that most games have a system similar to this, and a lot of people were not looking forward to there being DLC again. So this is a trade-off, microtransactions versus DLC.
Right.
And people didn't seem to have a problem with that. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. And I just think it's dumb. Like, to me, of this year, NBA 2K has been the game that I've heard the most about as far as microtransactions. I know people who spend hundreds of dollars a week on MLB, like stubs for MLB. People that have spent
That's too much money.
$50 every week on NBA, and it's like, this is nowhere near that. And then I have to hear people talk about, like, gambling, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
It's really, really frustrating, because it's like, dude, this is a good game. It's fun to play. It's different than the first one. And the system they have in place to, like, make your character stronger and unlock guns, unlock, like, different things that you can do to edit your guns and unlock different abilities is really fun.
And it works
And
well.
the way I get to play it, the way I get to play it is I'm not going to pay any money. And, like, literally after I unlocked Vader, I was like, I really wish they'd make everything in this game cost more.
Yeah.
Because if I want to play it as much as I do, I don't want to unlock absolutely everything by, like, 2 weeks from now. Like, I want to play it for a while. And I just think this is the issue of, like, outrage being popular and people being like, this is bullshit. It's like, I understand that you don't want a progression system that's deep, that someone can cut to the front of through money. And there are ways that you can incorporate loot boxes where you can unlock certain things, but not other things. They should have just left heroes alone.
Yeah.
And been like, you can unlock weapons or enhancements, like, oh, that guy has a better scope.
Yeah.
That's different. I mean, it still gives you slight competitive advantage, but it's not the same thing as, like, loading out a hero character. But, like, you'd have to have multiple kill streaks in a game to get enough to even load out a hero. Because that's just how, like, battle points work while you're actually, like, in a match. And then you spend your battle points on loading out, like, a basic hero or an advanced unit all the way up until you can get enough to load out, like, Yoda or Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker, which I've only ever done, like, twice. And I treated it like Battlefront 1, and I ran straight into battle like, I'm invincible! And I got fucking annihilated and didn't even get a single kill. And I was like, I don't understand what everyone's upset about. This isn't a fucking competitive advantage. You have to have your head removed from your ass to not die as one of those heroes in the first place. And it's just like, the fact that they lowered all the cost of everything bothers me more than anything else in this entire case.
I think that what kind of makes it weird is that, like you said, this might make it so it's quicker to unlock everything, and then you might not have any reason to play in a couple of weeks. And for every game, that's the goal, is to find a reason and a way for people to keep playing and keep spending a little bit of money here and there in order to play the game and wait till the new maps are out, till the new characters are out.
Right.
And it's just kind of like, as much as I don't care about EA or their ability to, stay afloat, really, but they have to find a way to make people want to keep playing this game, and you've basically like murdered any chance of that, and then people are still complaining and saying they're not going to buy the game. So hopefully some of those people will come back in a few months when it's on sale and buy it.
Right.
But I just feel like it really sucks for them. Like, they have no way of making money off this title past the initial sale, which they've struggled in because they lost like 70,000 pre-orders.
Yeah, I was super excited to get this game, and I got it, and I think it's really fun. And they changed the way, like, just the basic stuff works. Like, if you used to play, like, Walker Assault, it's in a new mode. It's still 40-player mode, but it's a little bit different. It's not always, like, the same rehashed Walker Assault versions. Mm-hmm. And it's fun. And I'm having a very good time with it. But it's frustrating every time I see it in the news, people just shit-talking it, like, oh my god, did you hear they had to drop the price? Like, yeah, I did, and I unlocked everything, like, right away because it's way too cheap now. It's like 75,000 kind of worked. Like, that was a good number for me because the heroes that were not them were much cheaper. They were like 10 or 15,000. I was like, I will unlock those guys first, then I'll eventually get to Vader by using those guys to get to him.
Yeah.
It's like starting on Battlefield 3 and seeing a gun I really wanted and being like, anyone who has that gun has larger clip, higher rate of fire, more damage. That gun is a competitive advantage. That's the fucking gun I want. I have to kill around 1,000 people with this other gun, playing this other class to ever unlock it. And excuse me. And I eventually did. And no one bitched then because you couldn't just skip to that gun. Yeah. It actually required the hard work. And I understand that that's the complaint here, but the overcorrection of making things way too fucking cheap was the wrong way to go. And people acting like that was the solution are just wrong. Flat out, they're just wrong. Because it's watered down the game entirely, where it's like, this isn't, like, challenging at this point. I can just walk in here and be a mediocre player, and I'll unlock fucking everything. So it's frustrating, but it's also really fun. Every time I get a free chance, or free moment, or a chance to play it, I do. So I do like it. But yeah.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
Yay.
We just want you to know that we all love you, and we hope you get treatment for your gambling addiction. And that we're just here for you.
Oh, that's good to know. I appreciate that. We're going to go in the same order for what we've been watching. CJ, what have you been watching this week, bro?
Not a thing. I'll just, like, I watched one movie. I watched Inglourious Bastards for the first time.
I thought you said not a thing.
I guess that was it. But everything else has pretty much
So
just
one
been
thing.
watching me play Call of Duty. So
He's like, I play Call of Duty zombies,
Yeah.
Nazi zombies, and then I go watch Nazi movies.
Nazi people
Actually,
be turned
This is
into.
an intervention
has-
for CJ.
I've put over like 60 hours into this game now, and I still haven't even touched the single player or the Nazi zombies once.
I've heard the single player is fairly forgettable.
Yeah.
Really?
I've
Do
heard
they
it's
have
like,
Josh
meh,
Duhamel in this one?
Yeah.
I can't keep track. Kit Harington, Kevin Spacey. Like,
Kevin Spacey's one was really weird. Wasn't he, like, molesting all the robots or something like that?
What the
I forget
They
what
actually
it was.
put out an update that took him out of the game.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, there was an
Wow.
update to that game that replaced his character.
that is
Bizarre.
Alright.
Like, I
Yeah.
understand bad stuff has happened recently, but, like, do you have to remove... Are they going
I
to
was
go back
just
and airbrush them out of everything like they did the cigarettes in Casablanca?
When do I
What?
get
It's
Or
No,
the-
they did not.
No,
the
it's from
guns
Thank
and the
You for Smoking.
walkie-talkies?
Oh.
Oh, God.
Yeah, when do I go to get my serum to like erase them from my memories?
Right. Please let me know when that is, because I just had a flu shot.
I think
and
you'd
that wasn't
prefer that.
bad. So, that's bizarre.
That's really weird.
Cool. Charlie, what have you been watching?
I finished watching Bob's Burgers, and I
Oh,
didn't
shit.
know how to fill that void in my life. So,
Started doing cocaine.
pretty much. No, I started watching The Great British Bake Off because my sister suggested it. So it's just a competitive cooking show, and it's pretty interesting, but it's a lot less drama and more cooking than
Is it
American
is it
shows.
great?
It's pretty great. They cook a lot of weird shit, though.
Really?
And I'm like, I don't think I would have any interest in even eating this, let alone baking it. So,
They dump sugar into everything, like pounds upon pounds of sugar.
dude, they made this one cake that, first of all, they made baked Alaska, and I had never even seen that done. Like, I didn't even know what that was.
Isn't it a Nazi guy on YouTube? Twitter.
No, it's food. It was food first. And then they made this like princess cake that like is covered in a layer of marzipan. It was weird. I don't know the things British people do.
I think it was actually Robin who told me that British cuisine at some point had this explosion and they just got all into sweets and everything was like super loaded with sugar, which is why like the stereotype became British people have terrible teeth because the sugar would rot their teeth. Is that accurate?
No clue.
Confirm or deny.
Oh, that's like back in Victorian or Elizabethan era where they just ate sugar, and that's all they ate because it was new. And they were like, if you eat sugar, you're rich as fuck. And so all their teeth were like fucking rotting, and people were getting fat and unhealthy. And
So basically, if I get a time machine, that's
The
the time
golden
era that
time.
I need to go back to. The good old days.
Yeah, I don't know. They had this whole thing about biscuits that was totally lost on me. I was like, are these people
Biscuits?
making crackers
I
or
think it's
cookies?
cookies.
I'm so
I think
confused.
biscuits are cookies.
They were making crackers at some point too, and I was just like, who
Yeah.
does this? Anyways,
Cool.
that's
Sounds
That's
like
pretty
it's
much all
a
I've
great
been
British
watching.
cook-off, indeed.
yeah.
it's
on.
Bake Off.
Bake Off,
Yeah,
whatever
just
it
It's
is.
Bake Off.
Right on. Robin, what have you been watching?
Oh man, I watched Jurassic World again.
Woo.
You
last
did,
night.
indeed.
And then we went over watching
So you,
Injustice.
We haven't.
Not
gone over
Injustice. I'm sorry.
Justice League.
Justice
We
League.
haven't gone over that at all yet. So
Oh, we haven't.
no.
Oh.
I'm gonna go ahead and say you're not allowed to be on your cell phone for the entire show from now on.
I thought we went over Injustice last week. Justice League last week.
No.
We saw it literally 2 days
You
ago.
weren't here last
Oh.
week.
Oh yeah.
What planet are you
I was
on?
going
Oh,
to
man.
see it
My-
today, and I missed the movie
My
time.
timelines are blending. It's because we talked
missed
about
the
it
movie
last
time?
night.
Yeah, I missed the movie time because where we went to go eat lunch, they were super slow.
I'd be
That sucks.
furious. I would have walked the fudge out and been like, "I'll be back for my refund after my movie."
Yeah. So just
So you would've
Injustice.
paid, walked out, and then
Not
come back for a
Justice. Why do I
refund?
keep saying Injustice? Justice League.
Brain broken.
My brain is broken. Justice League is what we watched.
What did you think
this
of
weekend.
Justice League, Robin?
Are
It
you
was
guys gonna
really
do
good.
your
I
90
can't
second?
stand Jason Momoa as Aquaman.
Which is crazy because
I'm
you're
not
from
into him.
Hawaii.
It was like it interrupted my suspense of
Suspension of
my
disbelief.
suspension of disbelief. How do you talk? What? No, yeah, like because he was to me he was just acting like himself, and so it kind of bothered me because it didn't seem like I was watching a Justice League movie. It was just, and there was a point in it where he just makes these calls, like, I'm from Hawaii, and so when people are celebrating, they, like, whoop really loud, but it's, like, a certain type, and that's what he does in the movie, and I'm just like, I can't handle this right now. And so I just couldn't.
Here's the real
He was my
question
least favorite
our female
character.
listeners want to know. How hot was he in this movie?
He's okay.
He
I'm
had
not into
contacts.
him.
I get the rugged good looks, and I think he has a very nice physique. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I'm like, your face kind of looks off. It's
He
like the
looks so
Cumberbatch
squishy.
thing where you're like, I don't know if you're attractive or
It
not.
looks like he's wearing eyeliner all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
So they made him wear contacts in this movie, and the contacts look horrible.
Says the person wearing colored contacts right now.
No, they look horrible. Okay.
His were like super light blue.
Yeah, they were like
Like almost gray.
Like
At
super
first,
noticeable.
He
when-
looked blind.
When I
Yeah,
first started watching the movie, I was
absolutely
like,
noticeable.
did they make his character look like he's blind? Like, it's just so weird.
That's why he's so in tune with the sea.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not into him, and I could
No.
totally see him kind of playing the same role
Right.
throughout his other
Right.
characters.
Have
Yeah.
you ever seen Conan? Like him play Conan? He plays Conan the same way he plays Aquaman.
That's
Yeah.
not
Same
Whereas,
way
like,
he plays the guy from
All
Game
right,
of
bro,
Thrones.
let's drink some beer and kill some shit.
Colorado.
Also, like water and stuff. Aquaman. It's
Yeah.
the
That's what it
fuck?
feels like.
Shaka bra.
and so he's-
Shaka bra.
everyone else was pretty good. I just could not stand Aquaman, and it just ruined a lot of the movie for me.
He wasn't in a lot of the movie. Luckily,
So, yeah.
he was very light. It was very light on Aquaman. So
I just picture like all of the non-Aquaman moments. Robin's over there like, Aquaman.
I hate that Aquaman.
He
Why'd they
fucking
even do
ruined it.
I should have just named him
it's a good
Seaman.
movie. I mean, all in all, it's a good movie.
I went in with very low expectations, and I told Robin as someone who's like, that's basically all I've watched, by the way. But going into this movie, I had very low expectations, and I wasn't even looking forward to it. I was
What?
like, this is like someone who, this is like an abusive Like, this is someone who's been in an abusive relationship, like, scheduling a date to go back to the guy and get the shit beat out of them again. And being like, well, maybe he won't beat me. Like, that's how I felt, because DC has just wronged me in so many ways. Especially loving all the characters like I do. And going and seeing stuff like Suicide Squad, which is just atrocious. And being like, wow, this is really fucking awful. So going and sitting down in the movie theater, I looked over at Rob and I was like, I'm actually watching a live-action AAA movie of Justice League right now. So I guess I could be fucking happy. Because I love this, and this has like been my dream since I was a kid. So, about halfway into it, I was like, "This is good. Like, this isn't horrible. This isn't bad. Like, I know people are going to hate on that scene or that line of dialogue, but overall, right now, they're like getting the band together, and like you kind of have some like breadcrumbs for the other characters. So you're kind of excited to see them get developed and actually show up on screen.
And now they have Bendis.
They have what?
Now they have Bendis.
Oh, Bendis.
They do, and
Yeah,
they have
I mean,
like the ability to actually take some of his ideas and incorporate them into whatever they want in the DC universe. And having
Wait,
Ben
should we
Affleck,
tell people who that is?
Oh, we talked about it last week.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
you weren't here.
yeah,
Okay.
you gotta listen to the
And you don't
episodes.
subscribe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not a nerd chiller. Thanks, Robin.
Oh, fuck you.
But yeah, it was fun, and having Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman and Ben Affleck as Batman kind of lead the film. It's like, you guys know these characters, and we're gonna let them kind of take point. They've already had character development in previous ones. They're here to do what they do. We'll let the character development go to the new people like Flash and Cyborg. And seeing this, I'm like, the Cyborg actor is a little bit too brooding for my taste, and it kind of annoyed me. But at the same time, just watching him, I'm like, I want to see a Cyborg movie. Because this guy is capable of so much shit I had no fucking idea about, and he looked fucking awesome.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
And then The Flash just steals the fucking show. Like, you can tell Ezra Miller absolutely loved making that movie. And, like, I heard reviews from other people that were like, his jokes are just terrible. And it's like, in our theater, everyone laughed at, like, everything he said. So it's just about whatever theater you're in and whether or not you think it's funny. But he's just, like, awkward and charming. Like, someone who's just discovering his powers, who, like, kind of like how Spider-Man Homecoming.
He's like Spider-Man.
Where it's like, you don't really see the origin, you just see him like, yeah, I'm super fast. This is kind of how I've dealt with it to this point. And then you meet a rich benefactor who's like, I really need your fucking help, bro. And, like, that's what happened in Civil War, and that's kind of what they did with Flash in Justice League. And, I don't know. There was certain points in it where I was like, it's not like Suicide Squad where the bad guy shows up, and then the whole movie is just like, oh, okay, I guess we'll get a team and go confront him. Oh, we confronted him, the movie's over. This is like the bad guy shows up, fucking wrecks shit, and you're like, this dude is awesome. And then the next time you see him, he wrecks shit again, and it slowly builds where you're like, they need absolutely everyone to fight this guy. And without getting into spoilers, they get who they need, and they go to fight him in the final confrontation. I was kind of annoyed at how he went out in the final confrontation, because I was like, you seemed way more capable in the first couple conflicts, and you should have been so much more powerful.
That's how I felt about Kylo Ren.
Really?
Yeah.
That's, I think, how a lot of people felt. Where it's like, wow, you got your ass kicked that handily, huh? That quickly.
Handily.
Handily. It's a word. It's a
Oh, it
phrase.
is?
Go ahead and Google it.
No, I'm good. I believe you.
Cool.
English
But-
degree over there.
I really actually enjoyed it, and leaving it, I was like, that was actually way better than I thought it was going to be. It was a good movie. Like, I was walking out of the theater, I was like, that's a guilty pleasure. Like, if I saw that come on TV, I would watch it start to finish. And I'd be like, yeah, this movie has issues, and I can nitpick Ben Affleck seeming like he doesn't want to be Batman. But he's an old man Batman who doesn't want to be fucking Batman anymore. So it's like, there's so much they can do with it. And the best thing I've heard said about the movie is, where this movie ends is where the DC universe should have began in the first place.
Yeah.
Where you have these 5 awesome fucking characters all in a really good spot, and the way they interact with each other isn't just like a confrontational or standoffish way. They're all like friends by the end. And it's like, this is really cool to see. Like, seeing a competition between 2 superheroes on, like, who's better at something. It's like, that's fucking cool. It's like, they're not being douches, and it's not a dick measuring contest. They're legitimately like, let's stretch the, like, limits of our power and see who's better at this. And it's like, that's really fucking awesome. And then there's so much we can't get into because it would be spoilerish.
Yeah.
But there are certain twists where you're like, that twist is cool. I didn't see that coming. That might be a leap in logic, but they're doing it to drive the story forward, and I get that. And then stuff changes, and you're like, holy shit, that was fucking odd. Like, there's a part, like, right near the middle of the movie when you get your first, like, real plot twist, where everyone in our theater was just like, oh, and, like, some people were, like, fucking clapping and laughing. And, like, if you see the movie, you'll be like, was it this part? And I'll be like, absolutely yes, it was that fucking part. But it was really
I'm trying
fun.
to think of what part he's talking about.
I'll show you the part for our audio listeners that can't hear it, and you won't know it because it's a total spoiler. But it was this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was basically one person realizing like, oh, that person's way fucking stronger than I am, and it's like someone who's new to their powers realizing that their powers have limits. It was just handled very well. It makes the characters very human, and it makes you give a shit about all of them. And I gotta say, Gal Gadot is fucking awesome as Wonder Woman. She is totally fucking Wonder Woman. And Ben Affleck is a kind of a fucking bad Batman. He's kind of a douche, and like at some point he makes her mad, and they're like, if she kills you, we'll cover for her.
Yeah, that
it's
was
hilarious.
So hilarious.
It's like, dude, do not fuck with her. Like, she will murder your ass. So it was just very accurate representations of what I wanted to see out of it. And I left pretty happy. And I did this little project because I was like super jacked up because I heard people talking shit about it at work. And I made a list of every movie since 1998 from Marvel or DC that's been made. And there is a substantial amount of movies. And I just want to point out, in the year 2000, 2001, and 2010, those are the only years we haven't had a superhero movie since 1998. And since 2000, we've had at least 2. In most cases, 3 or 4.
This is why we're so burnt out.
This is why you hate them. And most of them are Marvel. And it's because they have this long, expansive universe. So for people to sit around and talk shit about a movie that's good, it's okay to good, and be like, oh my god, this movie was so much better. It's like, yeah, Thor Ragnarok was really good. You know what wasn't? Thor 1 and 2. And you guys didn't shit all over it. And that one got 2 sequels until it got to its good one. Thor number 1's okay at best. It's not better than Justice League. No one would sit down and be like, I'd argue that Thor was better than Justice League.
I
like,
think
objectively.
Justice League was better than Thor Ragnarok.
I like Thor Ragnarok. I think they're about the same for me, to be honest.
Snap.
Like, Thor Ragnarok was funnier. It had more in it. It had more villains. And that's what this one does really well, is I feel like too many times a movie is like, okay, well, we need Venom, and we need Sandman, and we're going to bring back the Green Goblin. And it's like, you know what they have? They have Steppenwolf. That's all they fucking have. It's just the one bad guy.
Yeah.
And that's all you needed. And it worked really well because of that. And Ragnarok has the Grandmaster and Surtur and Hela. And it's all kind of based around Hela. And it all kind of ties into that.
Hella.
But, I don't know. It was a fun ride for me to watch it. Especially if you're a fan of DC. Like, you'll enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
So
I'll have to check it out in like 6 months when it goes on to Netflix.
I was going to say.
So I'm going to eventually...
buy it, I'll just come over.
Okay.
I'm going to eventually post this list online, and I'm going to rank them. I'm going to post it just, this is the chronological order, and this is where I think all of the movies stand up. Jeez. And I was going through this list, and I was like, for instance, like, Blade 1, 2, and 3. Justice League's better than all of those. X-Men 1, 2, and Last Stand, and First Class. And, like, I was going through those, I'm like, Justice League's better than that. Hulk, Incredible Hulk, better than those ones, too.
Right.
Spider-Man 1, yes, it's better than it. Spider-Man 2, I like better. Spider-Man 3 is hot fucking garbage. Both the Punishers, Elektra, all the Fantastic Fours. Oh. It's like X-Men Last Stand. Ghost Riders 1 and 2.
There was 2 Ghost Riders?
There was.
The first one was horrible. How did they make a second one?
The first Iron Man, great movie. Iron Man 2 sucked. Iron Man 3 sucked.
Awful.
It's like I would not put those in front of Justice League by any measure.
The other crazy part about it is that Justice League had that, switch in direction that everyone was concerned about.
It had 2 directors.
Yeah, and they still were better than so many other comic book movies. That's crazy.
The best thing I can say is if you're listening to a review or reading a review and the criticisms point to, well, this was done better in this particular Marvel movie, it's being compared to something. It's being compared to the entire slate of Marvel. And that's totally unfair, because it's like a Frankenstein's monster of a giant list of movies, a lot of them that weren't very good.
Yeah, plus if you start to look at all the other DC movies, sure, there have been a lot of not great ones, but there were at least 1 or 2 pretty damn good Batmans.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman was great. Like, they have a handful of movies, even though they have a lot less movies, that were really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, for my list of movies for the year, it goes Logan, and then Justice League.
I forgot about Logan. Was that this year?
Yeah. It was same day as the Switch came out. It was a very busy day for me.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
So I went and watched Logan, went and
March
picked up my
something.
Switch, went and switched out my Switch for another Switch, and then did 24 hours of Zelda. So it was very fun. But, yeah, I had a lot to say on Justice League. I was, like, amped the fuck up.
Well,
when I started listening to reviews and I heard Marvel fanboys shitting all over it, I was like, Just be objective. Just measure it as a single movie, not like, well, you remember that one time in Avengers? It's like, do you remember Dark Knight? The entire thing? Fuck you. Yeah, that movie's awesome.
Dark Knight's so good.
The first tweet I saw, about it was from Tim Geddes. I don't know if you saw it, but
Tim Geddes is the biggest douche.
He's like, Justice League is Ninja Turtles 2 bad, and at its best, it's Transformers 5 bad at its worst.
Yeah, he was one of the guys that I listened to a review for, and like the entire time he's like, oh, well, this Marvel movie and this Marvel movie, and at some point they're like, why do you have to compare it to every fucking Marvel movie ever? He's like, well, I mean, I'm a Marvel fanboy. It's like, plus, like, they had to CGI, like, his mustache off because they had to do reshoots, so I just kept looking at his lip. It's like, you knew that. I didn't, and I didn't fucking notice it at all. Yeah. And it somehow bothered you because you knew that he had a mustache that he was keeping for a different movie, and that ruined the movie for you?
Yeah.
It's like, well, there was this leap in logic. It's like, oh, the leap in logic, like, creating artificial life to protect the entire world that the second Avengers movie is completely based off of? It's like, it's a double standard of we measure this thing and shit all over it. And there was only one leap in logic in Justice League where it's like, yeah, that's not a leap in logic. That's something that everyone would want to do. And then they realize, like, oh shit, we can totally do this right now, can't we? And they're like, wait, maybe we shouldn't. That doesn't sound like something we should be able to do. And then people are just like, fuck it, that's what we're going to do. And it's just like, okay, I get it. It's a 2-hour movie. And they're like, let's expedite this shit. Let's not sit down and have the moral debate. Let's have them talk about it one time, make a decision, and just fucking do it. So
I'm really excited to see where the DC lineup goes.
Yeah. Aquaman's the next movie, which bums me out.
Sorry, Robin.
Thanks.
I really want to see a Flash movie. I really want to see a Cyborg movie.
I want to see a Flash.
How bad do you think Aquaman's gonna bomb?
I think it's going to bomb very bad. After this movie, I don't think anyone's going to
I think it's going to be worse than Suicide Squad.
Then we can compare terrible DC movies to terrible Marvel movies.
That's true. Yeah. That'll be really fun.
Yeah.
So, but
was it worse?
It'll be like
than Iron Man
Arnold
3?
Schwarzenegger in the Batman series.
That was probably the worst thing
Who left
ever.
open the fridge?
Ice to meet you. All right, so we'll put this one to bed.
Oh man! All overall, I hear is Holy Rusted Metal Batman.
At worst, it's Face Off bad, where you'll watch it and say, "Wow, this is shit." Now leave me alone for 2 hours while I watch this whole movie. That's how I came out of that. Like, at worst, this is a guilty pleasure. At best, it's really not that bad. And I can't wait to see a director's cut because they're going to have to do 2 of them, and it'll be interesting to see how it winds up.
Wow, yeah.
You can tell Joss Whedon had his fingerprints on the humor on this, though.
Yeah.
He came in and was like, this would be funny if you said this.
It's not funny enough.
Yeah, he's like, let's make this. Humor makes you relate more to the characters, and I think they really did a good job of it.
Yeah.
So, that's
suck his dick more.
That's all I have to say about that.
Aww.
But moving into the big 3 news, we'll start off with Microsoft. CJ, what do you got for us this week?
So, kind of a slow news week. Just got one article, and it's about the Xbox One X selling in Japan. It sold out, which is a good thing. It didn't sell out.
Microsoft does not
they don't
sell well in Japan.
Yeah, typically it's their worst area, and to sell out's really good. The actual unit amount, though, still kind of puzzles me, even that. But, so let's see. Let me find it again. Okay, so the sales numbers for the week November 6th through November 12th, which launched on the 7th. So, we have it at Xbox One X, 1,639 units. So that's a sellout. They sold all the ones that I would imagine were shipped to Japan. And they were... From day one, they were only filling pre-orders only. And so I think maybe they kind of knew that they weren't going to be getting any extra upon release. I'm not really sure.
It's weird to think because Xbox, the original, and Xbox 360 all traditionally sold very poorly in Japan just because they're
Microsoft.
Very heavily Nintendo, very heavily Sony, and they don't like to buy American if the alternative is to buy Japanese.
1,000, though, like, that doesn't seem like a lot.
I thought you said 600,000.
1,639 total units were sold between November 6th and November 12th.
Oh, yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's next to nothing.
I mean, I'm really interested in seeing their second week numbers because I'll tell you that there was that initial, like, oh my god, I gotta pick up my pre-order. Oh, there's so much hype. Let me get that. Do you have it? And then it seemed to kind of fizzle.
Wow.
And and now it's just like, yeah, we have them. You want one? I'd love to sell you one.
It's a really rough time with everything about to go on sale. It's like an Xbox One S and a PlayStation 4 are all about to be like $200, and now there's this new Xbox One X that's $500, more than double. So
I've already had people ask me, like, if they're gonna go on sale, and I'm like, are you crazy? People have asked that more than the Switch, which I'm like, the Switch has at least been out for 8 months. But the other thing is, on Black Friday, most retailers have the One S as low as like $190.
Yeah.
So it's like $310 less.
Yeah.
And the only thing you're sacrificing is 4K and speed.
Right.
So
Indeed.
even if it was made out of speed that you could sell to other people, I don't know.
Yeah, I really think that this the way they reported this is like, we sold every unit we sent over there. It's like, how many
that's
did you
what I'm
send?
saying. Like,
barely any.
it was the maximum amount of units they were able to send to Japan, and they just happened to sell them all. Maybe because there wasn't enough. Like, maybe if they would have had 2,000, they would have hit the 2,000 mark. Who knows? But
It
that
sounds
was
like
my
they didn't
only...
send any to be walk-in purchases,
Yeah.
which seems bizarre. It's weird for them to announce, like, we sold all of them.
I will say, like, I don't know. I feel bad. I'm honestly not trying to, like, talk crap. I really,
Mm-hmm.
I swear.
Yeah.
But, like, we also have had, like, a handful of them come back with issues. Like, freezing, can't get through the update. Like, at least 3. And we maybe sold 50.
I'd be really interested to see after the first month what the failure rate is for the launch window.
I
Because
feel like
that's always
so
really
much of stuff
indicative.
nowadays is just user error.
There is a lot
Possibly,
of stuff.
yeah.
Because a lot of stuff is complicated, and they don't have anything to guide you through it. It's like, hey, this
That
update's
shouldn't
going to happen. Like,
Be the case, though.
I feel like it should just be as simple as, like, if there's these 3 steps to set up your system, like, don't fuck up this one step or your system was basically bricked.
Yeah.
So, and I think a lot of people do fuck those steps up because they're dumb, and
Yeah.
then they have to be like, well, unplug it and let's try again.
So,
But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the reports after a full month of, like, these are how many came back defective.
that's all I,
I think
have
that's
for the
everything
world of
from
Microsoft. Yeah.
Wow.
So moving on into the same amount of articles for the Sony news.
I know.
Charlie, what do you got for us?
So I'm going to kind of just briefly go over this. PlayStation Experience 2017 exhibitors and playable titles were announced. They have a list that is nearly final, which is great because it's like a month away. It's December 9th and 10th. They have over 100 games playable on the show floor. A lot of them do seem to be indie titles, but some of the big companies that you'll see there are Santa Monica Studios for God of War, Naughty Dog for Last of Us, hopefully.
More women getting beat.
Quantic Dreams. They're making Detroit Becomes Human, I believe.
That game looks really cool.
Ubisoft, Capcom, Double Fine, woo woo. They're working on Psychonauts 2. They did Psychonauts, what is it called? Like Rumbus. It's a puzzle VR game, so I'm guessing that's going to be playable.
That sounds interesting.
Activision, Supermassive Games, they make the Until Dawn series. They're going to have quite a few other companies that are known for dealing with Sony, like Insomniac. Deep Silver's going to be there. They're going to have some games such as... it's kind of weird that these types of conventions, because they'll have games that have already been out. Like, they're going to have Call of Duty there. They're going to have stuff for Destiny, for Trials of Osiris. So some of their new partnerships, or their recurring partnerships, are going to be there. Far Cry 5, which is really cool. The new Dragon's Crown Pro. Hopefully we'll get to see some big announcement. I think at least they'll announce a couple of things, I would assume.
I would hope so.
But it seems like they have a lot of shit. Like, I'm wondering how long it's going to be before this kind of blows up into a bigger thing, since they're a very popular publisher.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of these partnerships, so it's like a mini E3 dedicated to Sony stuff, but so many people partner with Sony now.
Yeah, stop blowing your mini
crazy.
E3 load at Paris Game Show. Like, save it for your event that's 3 weeks after it.
I mean, it just shows that they have a lot to talk about, and they can spread that over several events, and it's pretty impressive.
I'm just worried now that they're going to rehash stuff that just happened like a month ago, and I'm hoping that they'll give you... I don't care about release dates. I'm not a release date guy. Like, I have enough to play as it is. Like, I'm a fucking grown-up. Like, there's way too much on my backlog to be worrying about, like, when am I going to get it now? Like,
Yeah.
I hope Red Dead gets delayed, for Christ's sake, because I might not be done with my games by March. And that's sad to say, but it's also 100% true.
Yeah.
So, I'm interested to see what happens there.
I had a very sad realization the other day as an adult that doesn't have time to do the things that you enjoy. Someone asked me about South Park. They were like, "Did you finish it yet?" And I was like, "Oh no."
Oh God,
And
no.
then he was like, "Where are you at?" And I told him, and it was like not very far ahead, or not very far through the game. And I was like, "Let's think about this. I don't think I've finished a single game this year.
Aw.
Like I've gotten at best about halfway through. Like I'm like roughly halfway through Horizon. I'm like roughly halfway through Cuphead. Roughly halfway through. Well, I shouldn't say that. Like a third of the way through South Park. I guess like.
I think that's kind of why I like Telltale games when I first picked them up, is because each episode is like maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And I feel like I completed something, and they just give me something new. And then when you complete like the season, you're like, oh my God, did you play season 1? It's so amazing.
Yeah.
So breaking it apart like that for me into little pieces actually really worked.
I just get distracted by the next shiny thing.
The new butterfly.
Pretty much. But yeah, it looks pretty cool, and I'm really excited, and I hope that they announce something or at least show something new. But that is all I have for the Sony news.
Right on. I only have 2 pieces of news for Nintendo.
That's like double.
I know. It's the Sony
trying to
and the
show us up,
Microsoft
man?
news combined.
You just had to find 2, didn't you?
I
Yep.
did. But there are 2 pretty big pieces of news. The first one is that Nintendo did announce that they're making an animated Mario movie.
What?
And the
I
people
hope
who
it's
made
good.
the Minions movie will be making it.
Ooh.
So I'm kind of excited about that. I mean, I'd like them to bring Bob Hoskins back from the dead so he can reprise his role as Mario. But that's probably not going to happen anytime
R.I.P.
soon. There's a really good in-depth article written about how horrible it was to make that movie and all the things that went wrong making the original Super Mario movie. And basically, Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo were belligerently drunk perpetually on set.
Oh my God.
And it is incredible to find out like this story behind it where they're like, they had no idea what the fuck they were doing. They were
Wow.
making up scenes as we shot them.
That's hilarious.
I was like, this is fucking awesome. I'd be perpetually drunk if I had to do that too. So go check that out and then cross your fingers and hope that the Minions guys can make a better animated Mario.
I'm kind of wondering, like, I hope they bring the humor from the Minions to it. I'm sure they will, but it's like, I just picture the thing that I think falls flat in Mario games is the storyline. Like, even in
Yeah.
Super Mario
Yeah,
Odyssey,
they're
it's
not
like,
very deep.
Bowser kidnapped the princess again. Oh my god, he got to save her, and there's ghosts in hats. I don't know. It's
I'm going
like,
to go on a limb,
cool.
and I know this might be an unpopular opinion. What I'd like to see is a hard R animated Mario movie. Like, I think it would work. It worked for Deadpool. I think it would be fucking amazing to
God.
see. I like to see like this really in-depth like mushroom addiction for like Mario and Luigi and this like brother rivalry where he's like, yo, fuck everything I want, and Mario's like, I'll do whatever I want. I own this kingdom.
I feel like there'd be a lot of sexual assault and bestiality. And I don't
Well, it's
think I'm ready
animated,
for
so you
that.
just have to animate that. So
They should have Trey Parker and Matt
Oh
Stone
my
yeah,
on that
goodness.
give it to
Team
the South
America
Park
style.
guys and let
God.
them make your Mario movie. I think it'd be the greatest thing you've ever seen.
I'd
I
watch it.
legitimately think if you actually gave Mario as a license to Trey Parker and Matt Stone, you're like, just make a really good movie. They're like, don't make it too bad, but make a really good movie. They would probably make like the best fucking video game movie of all time.
Having seen a bunch of proposed fake games from Kevin Pereira, I think they should make him do it.
Kevin Pereira,
Yeah,
that would be really good
As
too.
every year they do the whole like, I don't know. We always have at conference the Kevin Pereira's fake games, like what he like supposedly
I
proposed
remember
to
those.
Nintendo. I'm like, yes,
Those would be fun.
I vote for that.
Yeah.
So that's the first piece. Second piece of news for Nintendo. The top 2 selling hardware systems for the month of October were Nintendo and Super NES Classic. They beat out PS4 and Xbox One, which is bizarre to me that Super NES, 15, 20 years after it was fucking released, is
It's gotta
back
be more than that.
with a limit
Top of the
of,
charts.
I think it's 25 years actually, with a limit of like 25 games on it, and it's selling better than the current consoles right now. And I think Nintendo has one thing to say in this. It's that we're actually supplying to the demand,
Yeah,
and
for the most part.
it's like, oh, you want virtual console? How about we sell you a really small chunk of games you might want combined with a couple games you definitely want for $80, and you can find some weird place to put it because our controller cables are only 3 feet long. Fuck you. And everyone's like, yes, please, we'll take a bunch of those, which is bizarre. If November hits and these 2 are in front of the Xbox One X, I will laugh my fucking tits off. It'll be the funniest thing I've ever
That's the
seen.
future.
It'd be funny to see your tits fall off.
I know. I wish they would. I'll just keep laughing until they do.
I think it'll be interesting to see at the end of November, through the Black Friday sale period, what they sell more of, because
Yeah.
PlayStations are mostly going down to $199 everywhere, and Xbox One X's are going to be like $190. and Switch is still 300, and I bet you it'll beat both of them.
Yeah.
And that's going to be kind of crazy. But I'm really interested to see how many units they move. How many people are still buying just regular Xbox One and PS4s.
Yeah.
It'll be very excuse me. It'll be very interesting to see what happens during the holiday shopping.
Guess what's going to be at the bottom of the list? 3DS and 2DS.
You mean the new 2DS?
Dude, I saw 2DS
in the
was
hentai
going
room?
No, they had 2DSs in
No, there was so we went to a comic and went to an anime convention today at what is it? Sabacon in Las Vegas, and they had a room for adults only. It was the hentai room, so we're checking this shit out.
There was no hentai.
It was like a normal fucking room. There's a bunch of just tables and people sitting around, and then some dude selling decals, not hentai decals, like just Triforces and like Star Wars logos.
Wow.
But there was some kid sitting in there on his Pokemon version, 2DS or 3DS or whatever it was, that's like all red with a Pokeball.
Oh, the new 2DS.
And I was like, this is not the shit I wanted to see in a hentai room. And we stormed out. So.
Yeah, we just bought some stickers.
Yeah, we just bought some normal stickers from normal people.
Wow.
No titties, nothing.
0 out of 10.
What's that?
0 out of 10.
Yes.
I just thought it was funny because I totally swear I've bought more stuff from him before when I lived in Hawaii. Because he was saying that the guy with the decals.
Yeah, I heard your whole conversation.
Yeah,
I was right next to you.
Yeah. And I swear I've special ordered at Walkers, like big, huge at Walker decals from him before. I was like, can you make these like big and I'll come back tomorrow and I'll buy them. He totally fucking made them.
It's a small world. It's
yeah,
weird.
it is a very small world. It's crazy.
Sabacon was a small con, not gonna lie.
It was very
Probably
small.
the smallest con we've went to all year.
Yeah, it had to be the tiniest. It was tinier than Qui-Con in Hawaii. It was tiny. That was such a tiny anime convention.
Right on.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's the Nintendo / hentai news.
Yeah, sorry.
So, but right on. We're gonna move right on into additional news. There's not a lot of that either, and then we'll get straight into the Game Awards ballot and let you guys know who's on it, and get you guys on your merry way.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I had for your additional news is they spoke with a developer who actually worked on Star Wars Battlefront 2. And he said, it's really hard to become a developer in the gaming industry. It's a really interesting article. And it's funny to listen to a person that's an actual human being talk about how much fun it was and how he actually got to be part of something incredible, and then to watch it get released and then absolutely ripped to shreds.
Yeah, dude.
And the best part is he said he was, quote, incredibly saddened.
That's so
and
sad.
it's like, yeah, that's a person
really
whose
sucks.
life you basically just told was a waste of time, despite the fact that everyone's still playing the fucking game. And it's weird to read this. This is on GameSpot. You guys should check it out. I think he also had a Reddit AMA.
Yeah.
So you can see the human side of someone who actually works on a video game. So before you go out there and be like, this is the fucking worst game ever, you could actually think about like, people worked on this. Maybe I should appreciate what it does right rather than shitting all over it and being like 0 out of 10. I think it actually had a fucking 0 out of 100 on Metacritic for a brief period of time because people were going and review bombing it. And it's like, wow, that's super accurate. I'm sure that's exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah, I saw the stuff from the AMA, the Ask Me Anything.
Yeah.
And it was just like the people doing the monitoring of the thread had to like cut people off because they would post like this huge scathing fuck you to the people that they were supposed to be able to ask a question from, and then just be like, what do you think of that? And it's like, we have no time to read that. We're going to actually dedicate our time to real questions. Like, it was just a nightmare. Like, it seemed, like, awful. Like, at least it wasn't an in-person interview. That's the only thing that could have made it worse.
Imagine channeling all that energy into something productive.
Yeah, dude.
Instead of wasting your time, like, who would go brag to their friend, like, oh, I got on that AMA, and there's, like, a game dev, and I told him to go fuck himself because I didn't like a situation that he had nothing to do with.
Yeah.
It's like,
People are so stupid.
Congratulations, man. You're a terrible person. Yeah. Like, you're poisonous to the internet and all the communities you touch.
I just don't get the point. It's like...
ridiculous how people act.
It bothers me. People are dumb.
And the worst part about it is they've affected the game negatively in the way that I wanted to play it, which is where my time spent on it would matter.
I won't hear any complaints when they don't make another one. I'll be like, this is what you guys wanted, apparently.
And then they'll blame EA.
Yeah, they absolutely
They'll be like,
will.
EA killed it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, no, they didn't.
1000%.
Moving on to happier news. This is actually kind of cool. I have a friend that actually was just made a Twitch affiliate.
Oh.
And Twitch came out and they made it so that they will show you how close you are to becoming a paid streamer. And of all their requirements and their criteria to become a paid streamer, it's basically like progression bars in a quest. They'll like let
Where
you know,
do I
like,
see this?
if you go on Twitch right now, you can actually go and set it up and just go in there and It also is going to include the, quote, stream summary feature. And it'll let you know basically how you can work towards becoming an affiliate. And it makes sense because if they want more people to stream and their business is built off of having people watch Twitch, the more people that are trying to produce content, the better. And if people know how close you can get, it'll actually push some people into that whole, like, I have a part-time job right now I really don't need. Maybe I can
this time.
Maybe I can dedicate that time to just streaming video games, and they might want to actually make a run of being a pro.
I'm imagining for women, it's like,
Yep.
how low cut is your shirt? You're
Right.
pretty close.
Like, let's just show you how deep your
a
V
little bit of
was.
nipple through there.
Robin's checking right
Yeah.
now.
I'm
She's
trying
literally
to,
on her
and
Twitch.
I think it's really
can't.
cool.
I don't know how to do it. I'll figure it out later.
Just wait till
Okay.
launcher.
Okay.
Next piece of additional news, we talked about how Gal Gadot had stated that she would not be in Wonder Woman 2 if Brett Ratner was attached to it, and he no longer is in any way, shape,
Good
or
for
form.
her.
Good.
They did confirm
Dun, dun,
that he has been
dun.
completely removed from the project, and while she did say in an interview that she did not make the ultimatum everyone said she made, I think it was very clear that she communicated that she did not want Brett Ratner on the project, along with just about everyone else that was on the project who has a soul, did not want to be involved in it. There's a difference between this guy kissed me 30 years ago and I didn't want to be kissed, but I just let it go, and I'm going to talk about it now 30 years later. And this person fucking raped me, and we're going to trial, and also he raped all these other people that he threatened to kill. And Brett Ratner's situation isn't that, but those are two different ends of a spectrum that seem to be all being treated like they're one same thing.
Yeah.
And so seeing something where it's like, Brett Ratner's kind of on the scummy or criminal side of it, and someone just coming forward and being like, I will not fucking work with that person, is good. And I'm happy to see it. So
Yeah, that's.
I agree. That's awesome.
happier news. They did
Very
name
good
the
news.
next Fantastic Beasts film.
Did you see the picture? Of the
I
cast?
did see the picture of the cast. They
It's
all
amazing.
look
Does
pretty
it
cool.
still have Eddie Redmayne?
Yeah.
In it? Well, then it hasn't improved much.
It's going to be called Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of
And
Grindelwald.
where to hide them? No.
The Crimes of Grindelwald, which is funny because it's like all I care about in this
Answer
is
is your pocket.
young Dumbledore and Grindelwald. That's all I want to see. I don't care about Eddie Redmayne's character at all. I don't care about Fantastic Beasts.
I'm glad
Like, you're not
Jacob's
cute and
back in
shy.
there.
You're like
Yeah.
40.
The funniest thing is, of the four people that were in that movie in Fantastic Beasts that were like the four good guys trying to save the day, the Muggle, the human, the Nomad, or whatever you
like
call him.
everyone's favorite.
He was the
Yeah.
best. He stole the fucking movie. What's his name? Jason Fogler?
Eh.
Yeah.
I think it's Fogler for sure. Jacob is his name in real life. Dan Fogler. His name is Dan Fogler. He's great in literally everything I've ever fucking seen him in. If you want to sit down and laugh your ass off at the stupidest movie ever, go watch Balls of Fury. It's a ping pong movie, and Christopher Walken's the bad guy, Dan Fogler's the good guy, and it is absolutely fucking hysterical from start to finish. So he was also in it's a Star Wars movie. I forget what it's called. Fanboys. He was in Fanboys. George Lucas blocked the release of the film for years after it was done, and it's just about four friends, one of whom is diagnosed with terminal cancer. And they're like, he won't live to see episode 1 released, back when everyone's like, episode 1's going to be the greatest thing that ever happened. So they drive across the country, break into
Nowadays, you'd be
Skywalker
like,
Ranch to
"Lucky
watch the
bastard."
movie. And it's just really good. And the end of the movie, they all go see it, and their friend is not there.
Aw.
And they're like, wait. What if it sucks? And that's how the movie ends. And because of that, George Lucas is like, we'll never release this film. And he blocked it with an
We're done
injunction. And
here.
then finally they were just like, everyone knows it sucks now, bro.
Right.
So
Like, we've all seen it
Yeah.
now.
it was, it's very funny. Go check that out. And last but not least, Avengers Infinity War had some screenshots leak on the internet. If you're a fan of spoilers, their teaser trailer that's going to be coming out soon had some of its information leak online. And they did confirm that December 4th will be the day that the teaser officially drops. It's going to be coming out in May. And usually you'll get a trailer. The Incredibles 2 trailer dropped today, and it doesn't come out until June or July of next
Woohoo.
year. So you figure we would have seen something for Avengers Infinity War, but December 4th will be the day.
I think that's cool that they're not like 50 years later, here's your movie. Or
Yeah.
like
Right.
three trailer releases later, here's your
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I saw an article about how people
'Cause
are
trailers
there hasn't
suck.
been one yet, but
Yeah, it'll be nice to see something because everyone's heard about what they showed at like Disney Experience or Comic Con or
wish I
whichever one it
could've
is.
seen that. That
And it
would've
sounds
been so
amazing, but
cool.
that's still not what we're going to get to see in the teaser. It's not going to be a full trailer, but I'm sure we'll get to see some stuff. I just want to see Chris Evans' beard. The dude grows a really good beard, and bearded Captain America looks super fucking cool.
Wow.
So,
keep it in your pants. Jesus.
All right, but anyway, the main thing I was trying to say about this last topic with the Infinity War trailer is good. Is just the least amount of trailers that they can show me before now and the release. I'm happy with because I hate trailers.
You do hate trailers. I know that.
What about like tractor trailers?
Traffic trailers?
Still haven't watched a single Justice League trailer.
I think you'll
Can't wait
actually
to go
enjoy
see it.
Justice League, bro. I think you should
Yeah, go see it. It's fun.
go back to that restaurant, set it on fire, and then go see Justice League as late as you
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think they should do a teaser that's short, not like 2.5-minute teaser bullshit. They get you really excited. Then like 3 months before the movie, do an actual trailer, and then like maybe a month or 3 weeks before the movie, drop one last trailer that like kind of reminds everyone like, hey, this is about to come out. Not like we're gonna do a teaser, another teaser, a trailer, then an international trailer, then a trailer 2, then a trailer 3. Because that shit is too much.
And then an extended
There
full
have been
trailer.
so
It's
many
15 minutes.
50 Shades Freed trailers.
I hate
but
you
not
so much.
enough information for me, and I can't wait.
You've read the book, you know what happens.
I know what happens.
They all
but
die,
I wanna
right?
Like,
see
but I
it.
want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see it.
They all die, right?
Oh, God, I
No,
hope.
fuck you. This isn't Twilight.
A guy can dream. They all die in Twilight?
No, I don't remember, actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
man.
bummer because you'll never know because
Okay.
we're never watching those movies. So, cool. Let's go ahead and move on to the main topic, the Game Awards, and the nominees that were announced and who we are voting for. Do you want to
Sure.
go through it, Charlie?
I feel like maybe we should go. Do you think we should start with Game of the Year, or do you think we should start at the end and go back to that?
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go. Yeah.
So I'm really interested. I literally know nothing about this, so I'm really going to rely on Robin and CJ to help me through it. So from the first one we're starting with is Best Esports Team. The nominees
Team Liquid.
Fnatic.
were Cloud9, FaZe Clan, Lunatic High, SK Telecom 1, which I like their name, and Team Liquid.
It's Team Liquid. It's always
Yeah.
going to be Team Liquid.
I would vote Liquid as well.
No, it's not Team Liquid. It's SK Telecom.
Hey, look.
So 2 Team Liquids, 2 SK Telecoms.
You can vote every day. I find that actually really interesting.
vote every day.
So
People who have the bigger fan bases will get pushed further.
vote a million times. The next one is sorry. Go ahead.
I'll go
No,
for
what were
it.
you going to say?
Next one.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you're just going off of like, if you're looking at their performance in 2017, I know Liquid won. They came back to win. What's that? The Dota Championships. I don't know what High did. I know FaZe has just had an amazing year on YouTube, and I know Cloud9's had really good years on Overwatch. But SK Telecom just starting off their summer season, losing their first 4 matches, which they have never done before, and then being able to just come back and win out, even though they didn't win the finals. Like, it's just, that's crazy to
Team
me.
Liquid's $10 million day for me. I'm just like, that's fucking incredible. So they won the Dota Championship, and at the same time they won another championship the same day.
Jeez.
And their team total winnings for the day was $10 million.
Must be nice. Very nice.
So you guys are definitely Team Liquid? You
Team
two?
Liquid.
Yep.
All right. The next one is Best Esports Player. The
Flower.
nominees are
Flower's not on there.
Cold Zera,
Yeah.
Faker. This guy looks stiff. Kurokai,
It looks like a faker.
Nico, and then will you pronounce that for me?
Ryu Jaehong. I think it's going to be Jaehong.
I agree.
Jaehong.
Mainly because I don't recognize any of the other names, and that sounds like
I don't know any of
Jadong,
it.
who's a StarCraft player.
Yeah.
That's good enough for
I'm
me.
like, who?
I would say just going off of the popularity of this list, and I would probably have to say Faker. I mean, when the dude turns on his Twitch stream, he jumps from nothing to 175,000
Wow.
views.
Jesus.
Jaehong
And they
is
can
not
vote
faking.
every day. Every day he turns on his stream, all I have to do is tell people to go vote. That's
Yeah,
all.
Jaehong
dude.
is from the South Korean Overwatch team. He's going to be on Seoul Dynasty.
Huh?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's going to be in the Overwatch
That's
League.
pretty
Maybe
cool.
next year if he gets nominated again, because once the
Flower?
Overwatch League starts,
Yeah.
Or-
that's what I'm saying. Like once he has exposure, Flower won't be able to go for
Oh,
this season
yeah,
1.
he's not going to be in season 1.
Yeah, but for season 1, we'll see if his popularity basically gets.
Yeah,
bumped, is what I'm
Overwatch
saying.
is just so popular.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah, hopefully it'll grow. We'll see.
I don't know.
Well, just based on popularity, I guess I would go with Faker, but I don't know any of them.
So you're a big faker.
Yep, I
Faker.
literally am a Faker.
There has to
Okay.
be like an Avril Lavigne song about that somewhere.
Where you have to go and make things so
Complicated.
complicated.
The next category is Best Esports Game. The nominees are CSGO, Dota 2, League of Legends, Overwatch, and Rocket League.
It's Overwatch.
I'm going to go with what I think is
it's-
Overwatch. What I think will win is Rocket League.
Yeah, I think Rocket League's going to win. But I voted for Overwatch, personally. So
Yeah, I think I voted for Overwatch as well.
What do you got,
Just 'cause
CJ?
They have their whole league.
I went League of Legends. It's
The biggest
still
game.
it's the top esport. Like nothing beats it in views. Nothing beats it in. The only thing that they get beat in now is the amount of money that they give out. They don't give out as much as they did.
I kind of
but-
want to say something so douchey because when I went to try and join one of the gamer clubs at my university, like I was like, "Oh, do you guys play StarCraft?" And the kid there was like, "StarCraft is like on the out. Like
Wow.
StarCraft sucks. It's all about League of Legends now." And I just want to be like, when you said that, I was just like, League of Legends is on the outs. Like,
So
it sucks.
2000 and late.
I will say, like, this next year, Overwatch is going to challenge it
It'll be really
like no
Yeah,
other.
man.
But
and it's just really interesting because like Blizzard's dumping so much money into the Overwatch League just to challenge League of Legends that doesn't have like any official league.
which is what they needed. So I think that's why come this time next year, I would imagine it would.
If
win
it does well too, that competition
But-
could drive the viewer base further up too, which will be cool to see.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get crazy. I mean, I feel like it's like getting too big to fail almost. It's like the banks.
Just like the banks in
Like when
2000.
when you go to Twitch, which most of these, I would have to imagine most of the game award votes are going to be coming from Twitch. League of Legends is number 1 or 2 every single day, and Overwatch is always like under the top 5 unless there's something going
Right.
on. Like the game's just too big.
We shall see. I shall make a spreadsheet so I can tell who has the most correct answers.
Make a bracket.
It'll be fun.
So the next category is Trending Gamer. The nominees are Able Gamers, Andrea Renee, C9 Shroud, Dr. Disrespect, and
Oh my
Half
God.
Coordinated.
I hate Dr. Disrespect and I love Andrea Renee, so I'm voting
gonna
for
go
Andrea
with
Renee.
Andrea Renee.
It's Dr. Disrespect.
I think
I am also voting for Andrea Renee. I've already voted for her.
And I'm
3
not
times.
the biggest fan of Dr. Disrespect. He's fun to watch. He can be entertaining sometimes.
He looks
but
like a.
once again, it's just
Is that
going
the
off
guy
of
with the
cult
cash
followings,
behind him?
like-
I will say
That
though,
Yeah, he looks like a
Yeah.
super douche.
Oh my god.
Andrea
Yeah, he
Renee
looks
is
like a
on
douche.
Kind of Funny Games Daily. She also hosted the Nintendo Championships.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and she
She has her own.
She has her own What's Good Games with her 3 chick friends. So she does have a lot of exposure out there. So it'll be interesting to see if she
Yeah.
can pull it off. Plus, they are campaigning really hard on Kind of Funny because they were the underdogs when Greg Miller won. And they're like, it changed his life, da-da-da-da-da. And it's usually
Yeah.
Greg Miller being like, this really did change my life. And you guys really don't understand how much Andrea Renee works harder than everyone else I've ever met in
She's
the business."
everywhere.
She is everywhere. She's the
Yeah.
busiest
Out there.
lady in gaming, is what they call her. So
Wow.
it'll be cool if she wins, especially to see like a girl gamer win.
Yeah.
It's nice to
Us
see new
girls
faces
could do
rising.
anything.
You guys should play that board game. It's so good.
What about you, CJ? You're gonna vote for Dr. Disrespect, or you just think he's gonna win?
Dr. Disrespect is who I voted
Wow.
for.
I disrespect that answer.
Jeez.
Oh my god, greatest pun ever.
I
That's
know.
fine.
Robin gets
so
pun of the
funny.
show.
So the next category is Most Anticipated Game. The nominees are God of War, Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Last of Us 2.
I'm gonna say
Ooh.
Red Dead.
I'm going with God
I've
of
been
War.
waiting for Red
Really?
Dead for so
Wow.
long.
I would go Red Dead versus Last of Us 2, and I would say Red Dead 2 as well.
Yeah, Red Dead.
I definitely know Monster Hunter's not. I
Monster
I
Hunter's not
have a
gonna
lot
win.
of respect for that series, but
No.
No.
I am anticipating watching that on Twitch so hard. That's about it. What do you got, CJ?
I have The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, it was a really tough call for me, but I'm like, Last of Us is only for PlayStation. Red Dead 2 is for everyone, and that's the only reason I'm going with Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
So the next category is Best Multiplayer. Call of Duty, Destiny, Fortnite, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, PUBG, and Splatoon 2. So kind of cool to see 2 Nintendo titles in there.
That's true.
Admittedly, they will not win.
No.
No.
But it's cute.
Nope.
It's cute to see them in
I'm
there.
gonna say PUBG.
I'm actually going to say
Yep,
PUBG
I
as
voted
well.
PUBG.
Just to spite PUBG for no reason, I voted for Fortnite.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
I really do like watching Fortnite on Twitch, actually. It's really fun. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to go with PUBG.
They've just come in too, like
2000 and late.
Call of Duty and
Oh my
Fortnite
God.
have just come in way too late.
I just have to say that I don't think Destiny 2 is going to be winning any awards. At least not.
I don't know. Like, their fan base are rabid and loyal.
I think I have it winning 2, actually.
You have what?
But we'll get to those. I have it winning a couple,
Oh,
but we'll get to those.
The next category is Best Sports or Racing Game.
Forza.
The nominees are FIFA, Forza Motorsport 7, GT Sport, NBA 2K18, Pro Evolution Soccer 18,
Pez is supposed to be
and
really good this year.
Project Cars
Pez.
2.
Fucking love
That's what
that
they
candy.
I vote for Forza.
Forza.
Realistically, if this is
Yeah.
being voted online, FIFA will win this.
Probably.
Because
I mean,
FIFA's just the most popular thing in the
it's a
fucking
huge
world.
game. What do you think, CJ?
I voted FIFA.
FIFA. We'll see.
When I got to that category, I didn't even look at all the nominees. I was just like, it's going to be Forza. And I looked down, I was like, yeah, Forza's on there. All right.
What'd you get, Charlie? What'd you pick?
I think I picked Forza as well.
Forza?
I don't know much about Forza 7. I know that Gran Turismo has not... It wasn't bad, but it wasn't overly popular. So I just think Forza is still probably the best racing game. I will say, laughably, Need for Speed has done awful. Not that it's a real racing game, but I feel like they're on the verge of, like,
Ending that
suspending
franchise,
it or ending it or saying, like, hey, we're going to take 3 years off and then it's going to come back and we're going
I've
to call
heard
it Need for Speed Live and it's going to suck.
Terrible things on Need for Speed. So.
Anyways,
Yeah.
the next category is Best Strategy Game. The nominees are Halo Wars 2, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Tooth and Tail, which looks adorable, but I don't know anything about it, Total War Warhammer 2, and XCOM 2 War of the Chosen.
What category is this again?
Best
Strategy.
strategy game.
I'm going to
Best
write
strategy.
in
I think I
Settlers of
voted.
Catan.
Aw.
Oh my god.
No, I'm going with Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
I
Because
think
that game is
I
fucking
voted
amazing.
XCOM.
I voted XCOM.
I voted Halo Wars
Nice.
2.
Nice.
This is an interesting category. I'll be happy to see who wins this one. I just, like... I have a fan of the show, Dave, Pirate Dave. He's a huge Mario guy, and he was playing Odyssey. And then they picked up Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and we were talking at lunch, and he talked to me for like 10 minutes about how amazing Mario was.
Yeah.
And then it hit me. He was talking about Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. He wasn't talking about Odyssey at all. He had
That's
dropped
hilarious.
Odyssey completely for it.
Wow.
So I was like, I really like it's an XCOM style game. You know, it's XCOM Lite. So I'd really like to see it win.
I like that CJ chose Halo Wars too, because when I played Halo Wars, like the original one on Xbox, like that shit is hard. It's so hard.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I don't know. I feel like if you can play that game, like,
I think what helps it push it past these games is it was also available on PC.
It's true. And PC gamers like to vote a lot. So
yeah,
Wouldn't Total War and XCOM have been on PC as well?
It
yeah.
would have been on PC as well, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
But
that's true.
Halo Wars, I played a little bit of 2 before it came out, and I really liked it. Like, I wanted to get it. I feel like I probably have a copy somewhere that I haven't touched.
I hate you so much.
The next category is Best Family Game. The nominees are all Nintendo except for one. There's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Sonic Mania, Splatoon 2, and Super Mario Odyssey. I think I voted for Super Mario Odyssey, but now I really want to just rage against the machine and vote for Sonic because they're literally all Nintendo titles.
It's hilarious.
I voted for Rabbids because that game is really fun.
I'm going to vote for Kart because to me, family game means the whole family
Yeah, I
can play.
voted
at the
Mario
same time.
Kart too.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to go for
That
Kart.
was what I was thinking.
all these are two-player
High five.
games. Literally all of them, except for maybe Splatoon. I don't think Splatoon is 2-player locally, but even Odyssey and Kingdoms, or Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle are both 2-player as well.
Me and
so-
Robin both played it together. She was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like, shoot that thing!
I kill it. Okay, so the next one is Best Fighting Game. The nominees are Arms. No way.
Nope.
Injustice 2, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Niddy Hog 2, and Tekken 7.
Tekken 7 for me. I voted for Tekken.
I picked Injustice.
I pick Injustice as well.
So good.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
I have
Get
not
outta
played
here.
it, so I
I
can't
I
pick it.
really want to play
That
it.
bothers me, but I'm going to pick Injustice
Do you
because
have it,
I really
Charlie?
enjoyed it.
I don't think so.
Damn it.
That's why they won't get... No, I'm just kidding. You can't have my vote. The next one is Best Role-Playing Game. The nominees are Divinity Original Sin 2, Final Fantasy 15, Nier Automata, Persona 5, and South Park. I think realistically Persona will win, but I voted for South Park.
What was the category again? I'm sorry.
Best Role-Playing Game.
I would vote for South Park. I want South Park to win, and I would vote for
Yeah.
South Park.
Fuck.
I voted Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy 15 just because I love Final Fantasy.
Aw.
I respect your opinions, but you're wrong.
It's good to know. Thank you.
But no, I think it'd be cool to see them win something. I don't know. But the next category is Best Action Adventure. The nominees were Assassin's Creed Origins, Horizon Zero Dawn, Super Mario Odyssey, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, and Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Ooh.
I'm going with Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I think Assassin's Creed might win.
It won't.
No.
I didn't vote for it, but
I voted for Horizon Zero Dawn.
If anything
I voted
beats,
for Horizon Zero Dawn.
If anything beats Zelda, it'll be Horizon. And you know what? If it loses to Horizon, I'll be like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
If it loses to Assassin's Creed Origins, I will shit on my computer.
There's no way.
What the
I'll
fuck?
just stand up and drop a deuce right on the keyboard. Wait, CJ, what did you have?
Oh, yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
That's so good.
So it's 50-50 again.
Spreadsheet's getting intense.
Yeah.
The best action game is the next category. So not action adventure, just plain old action.
There's no adventure in this.
The nominees are Cuphead, Destiny 2, Neo, Prey. How the fuck did Prey get a award?
I've heard it was really good, but it just had a lot of glitches.
And Wolfenstein 2.
I think I voted for Cuphead.
Me too.
I went Destiny 2.
I voted for Cuphead.
Yeah.
I want Cuphead to win. I listened to an interview with the guys who created it. They mortgaged their houses. They put their lives on the line.
That's insane.
And they came out with a game that has like zero fucking glitches, that's completely hand drawn, that has an amazing
Okay.
score. And they discovered they have talents in all these different areas. The fucking wife of one of the guys wound up realizing like they were trying to figure out how to learn to do everything. And they're like, well, I guess we have to learn animation now. And the wife was like, let me try. And she's fucking incredible at it.
Wow.
And I was like, this is an amazing story. It's an amazing game. And I like that everyone's like, it's really fucking hard, but it makes you want to keep playing because it's your fault. It's not the
Yeah,
game's
it's not
fault.
frustrating.
And that I can't say for
Yeah.
any game I've played in like the last 5 years. So I'm going with Cuphead.
I feel like it's just a game that you'll just watch. Like, even if you can't stand to play it or you don't think you're going to be good enough to play it, like, just watching it is super entertaining.
This kind of applies to a different category than I know Cuphead's nominated for, but people that don't play games have messaged me. And they're like, have you heard of Cuphead?
Yeah.
Because it's like that kind of
The art style.
transcendent thing where they're like, this is incredible. It's like they hand drew everything in this game. It's like, yep, you should buy a system and play it.
Yeah, it
And they're like, oh, I just want to see if you'd played it.
The next category is Best VR/AR. The nominees are Farpoint, Lone Echo/Echo Arena, Resident Evil 7, Star Trek Bridge Crew, and Super Hot VR.
I'm going to go with Resident Evil 7.
Me too.
I voted for
Yeah, I
Resident
voted
Evil.
That's
Resident Evil 7.
unanimous. That's
That
the
game
first
is
unanimous
scary.
for us.
Like, that game is so scary.
It's the first mainstream game to be completely in VR, and I think that that's amazing, and I hope that that's a trend that we see going forward.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they really show that you can have a viable VR game, like be AAA, and I think they show that other people are like, oh shit, we can do that? Like, let's try. And
I
they
hope
needed
they make
one
more
like
VR
that.
games. Like, I don't know. I think they need to make more.
agree.
More. Gimme.
I need to get my headset fixed so I can play that Cooking for Zombies game.
Yeah, man.
Cooking for zombies?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need to listen
Oh,
to
yeah,
the show
you weren't here.
sometimes.
Holy shit, Cooking for Zombies.
It's like
sounds
overcooked
awesome.
first person for zombies.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
I
I want to
agree.
play this so bad.
So the next category is
missing out
Best
on so
Handheld
much.
Game. Interestingly, none of these are
Pokemon.
Switch games. And I didn't know, I mean, I don't know whether they would consider that to be...
I think
I
they
think
basically
Switch
said
is-
that this isn't a handheld, it's a mobile console. A mobile home console is how they advertise it, so
Okay.
I think Nintendo would drop a fucking... Or they would just lose their minds if they got nominated for Best Handheld for any Switch games.
I mean, I would consider it to be... I mean, you can play a game completely in handheld mode and just take it wherever you want.
Yeah, but then they can be like, so Zelda's a handheld game, so drop that one in there too, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you can play a lot of... It's like playing games on your PS Vita from your PlayStation.
A little bit,
I feel
yeah.
like that's
I
what
agree.
yeah, so that you can't really...
What are the nominees, Charlie?
So it's basically the best of DS. It was Ever Oasis, Fire Emblem Echoes, Metroid Samus Returns, Monster Hunter Stories, and Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World. I think I went with Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I voted for Fire Emblem.
I did Fire Emblem.
I would go with... What was the second to last one? I'm sorry.
Monster Hunter Stories.
Yeah, because it's like you can actually ride on the monsters and fight with them. And they said it was like a mix between Monster Hunter and Pokemon, and it was supposed to be adorable.
That's really cool.
So
So
it's
I haven't
like World
played-
of Final Fantasy.
I haven't played any of these games, but that's the one that I want to go with.
Cool. Well, that's almost unanimous. Thanks for ruining that,
You're welcome.
Dick.
bro. The next category is Best Mobile Game. The nominees are Fire Emblem Heroes, Hidden Folks, Monument Valley 2, Old Man's Journey, and Super Mario Run. I went with Fire Emblem again.
I went with Fire Emblem too.
I went with Fire Emblem as well.
Monument Valley.
Wow. You were the ruiner this
Upset.
time.
If you guys haven't played the Monument Valley games, they're super good. Really good puzzle games. It's one of the best mobile games I've played ever.
Oh, well, we definitely have to pick it up now. Thanks.
I guess.
Welcome.
We haven't
It's a lot of
done
quarters.
A lot
like
of
cell
quarters.
phone book club in forever.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit last week because me and CJ both got the South Park game.
Oh, okay. I gotta pick that up then.
Yeah, dog.
All right.
Cool.
The next category is Best Independent Game. The nominees are Cuphead,
Cuphead.
Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, which I've heard is really good, but I haven't gotten to play it. Night in the Woods, Pyre, and What Remains of Edith Finch.
I've heard Pyre, What Remains of Edith Finch are really, really good. However, Cuphead.
Cuphead.
Gotta go with Cuphead.
Cuphead. Yay.
Cuphead.
Unanimous.
Unanimous. The next one is Best Ongoing Game. The nominees are Destiny 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, Overwatch, PUBG, Rainbow Six Siege, and Warframe.
You could really make a case for every one of
I
those
think
games.
I went with Grand Theft Auto,
Overwatch.
of course.
I'm gonna go with PUBG. I could
PUBG.
literally jump ship at any moment on different ballots since I get to vote once a day. But
I'm just amazed about Grand Theft Auto. Like,
top 10
Still
still, it's
kicking.
insane.
the next category, I haven't played any of these games. We were talking about this earlier. Games for Impact. There's Bury Me, My Love, which I found out is about a Syrian refugee trying to
Wow.
get to Europe.
Yeah.
Hellblade, Sinu's Sacrifice, Life is Strange Before the Storm. I have heard of that. I lied. Night in the Woods, Please Knock on My Door, and What Remains of Edith Finch.
I'm gonna go with Life
I
is Strange.
voted for Life is Strange because that's the only
Life
one
is
I know.
Strange.
I've just heard so much
So-
about Life is Strange. I've heard stuff about the other ones as well, but it's like I know everything that happens in Life is Strange because people have talked about it so much. But I would really like
Yeah.
to have like let's all just quit our jobs and when the ballots are cast, have like a 2-week period where we do nothing but play all these games, not beat but play. That'd be amazing.
That would be cool. So the next category I was really excited about. You and I talked about this a little bit when it came up, or sort of around that same time. Best Performance.
Yes.
The first one is like got me fangirling. Ashley Birch for Horizon Zero Dawn
Yeah,
as Aloy.
that's who I voted for, straight up.
I
didn't even
love
look at the other
her.
people.
If you guys don't know who Ashley Birch is, look her up. She's amazing. Wolfenstein, Brian Bloom. I'm assuming he plays.
BJ Blazkowicz.
Yeah.
I've heard he's incredible in it. I've actually heard really, really good things on it.
The next one's Claudia Black in Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I'm assuming she's Australian. The next one is Laura Bailey for Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. And the last one is Melina Juergens for Hellblade. This is a really scary picture of her.
That is
Oh
scary.
my god.
I will go with Ashley Birch.
I voted Laura.
No, you need
Bailey.
to change it. You need to get on YouTube
no,
and you
'cause
need
you're
to
wrong,
change
so.
it.
Well, I mean, you get to vote
Once a day.
once a day
Even
until
if you
December
don't care
6th,
about
so-
Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, she's so good.
What
Laura
else
Bailey's
was she?
better.
No. She was Tiny Tina in Borderlands 2.
Yeah, she's fucking amazing as Tiny Tina.
She's Sasha Browse in Attack on Titan.
Oh, okay.
And she has a YouTube series called Hey Ash, What You Playing? That's really good.
That's cute.
Tiny Tina literally made me cry
Aww.
in the DLC
Yeah.
where they
great.
you didn't get to play it
What?
because you got what do you call it
Motion
sickness, but
Yeah.
the entire expansion pack is they're basically playing a D&D game, and then like you go into like the version of what the D&D game is, and that's what you play as. And then the end, like Roland keeps showing up, who died in Borderlands 2. Spoilers.
She keeps talking about, like,
and she keeps talking about him like he's still
we gotta
alive.
wait for him.
So like at some point they're like, "No, you have to admit he's dead," and like it's so fucking emotional. She's like, I know he's gone. Like I just want to play a game with my friends where I don't have to think about losing the person I cared about the most. I was like, holy
That's so
fuck,
sad.
yeah, it's super intense. So after that, I was like, yeah, we're gonna have to vote for her.
That's like so sad. I can't even.
Anyways,
Sorry, tangent.
so the next category is Best Audio Design. Destiny 2, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Resident Evil 7, Super Mario Odyssey, and Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I forgot what the category was already.
Best audio design.
Okay.
I'm kind of shocked that Breath of the Wild is on this because there's so many times where you don't have audio. Or I should say you don't have music or score. You have, like, the world as it is, and there's, like, really good sound design for that. So when music kicks up, I was like, oh shit, something's about to happen.
I thought that the musical cues in Zelda were really interesting, and like the noises that he makes and the things that happen were just really well like timed and really well added into it. And I thought that that's what made it interesting. I think I voted for that or Mario Odyssey. I'm not sure.
I voted for Resident Evil.
I voted for
I
Destiny
don't know.
2.
For me, Resident Evil was just like the sounds scared the shit out of me.
I haven't picked one yet, but I would vote for Resident Evil just because I had my noise-canceling headset on when I was playing that. I was like, I don't want to fucking do this at all. Just because it's like super intense score, and you can hear people talking around a corner or someone walking down the hallway. And it's like, fuck, this is really well done, and it's making me not want to move forward because I hate horror games.
Yeah.
CJ, what made you think of Destiny? Like, I haven't played very much of that game. What's the audio like?
I think just all the gun noises, like Destiny 1, their problem was like a lot of the guns sounded the same. They changed that. All the guns sound different. The voice acting and the audio and everything on the like. God, I can never think of why I choose things. I just do. But for the most part, all the music was good. The sound cues going through the game were incredible. Just being able to know what was going on or the things you were fighting without even being able to see what was going on. You kind of just knew as you started playing the game more and more. So that's why I chose
aside, this is a tangent. That's another thing I thought about when I was thinking about why I like Justice League. Every one of those superheroes has a theme song. You hear Wonder Woman's theme song, you know it. You hear Superman's theme song, you know it.
I loved Batman.
And they showed Batman over Commissioner Gordon, and they played the 1989 Danny Elfman theme. And I was like, holy fucking shit,
So
that
cool.
was incredible. And I was like, I don't know any theme song for any Marvel heroes.
It's really cool.
Yeah, so that actually makes a big difference.
It's true. I can't think of any Marvel superhero. Spider-Man.
Iron Man has
Yeah, and Iron Man has the Black Sabbath one from the 80s. So,
Yeah.
The next category is Best Score / Music, and the nominees are Cuphead, Destiny 2, Nier Automata, Persona 5, Super Mario Odyssey, and Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's Cuphead.
it's Cuphead.
I picked Cuphead.
Cuphead.
Unanimous.
Completely designed from
That's
the
an
ground
easy
up.
one.
Jazz score,
Yeah.
just like the game. Like,
And it fits the entire theme of the game,
yeah,
which is
dude,
just awesome.
It's so good. Next is Best Art Direction.
Cuphead.
Right. The nominees are Cuphead, Destiny 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, and Breath of the Wild. And I think I picked Cuphead.
Yeah.
See, this one is funny because it's Cuphead.
I voted Horizon.
I was going to say,
Zero
the only
Dawn,
one that I think could
actually.
give it a run for the money is Horizon Zero Dawn, because the game is insanely gorgeous. I could understand if someone made a case for Persona 5, because of the art style matches the game so well, but it's just like, dude, Cuphead. There's nothing like it.
Yeah,
Nothing's
dude.
even close.
I don't know. Even for me, I was like, Horizon was beautiful, but like Cuphead is hand drawn. Like,
Right.
it's amazing. Anywho, the next category is Best Narrative. The nominees are Hellblade, Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata, What Remains of Edith Finch. It's like 3 nominations for that game, and Wolfenstein 2. And I believe I went with Horizon.
I went with Horizon.
I'm going to go with What Remains of Edith Finch, because I've heard exactly what happens in it, and even though I haven't played it, it sounds like something I would play simply for the story.
Have
What
you
happened in it?
figured out
I'm
what
not gonna
happened
tell
in
you.
Horizon?
I would near.
I've pretty much figured that
Automata.
out by now, yes.
I gotta buy it this Black Friday.
I've heard really good things on Wolfenstein, haven't touched it at all, and no one spoiled it. But I've heard different things about, like, all the things the guy goes through in, like, the first 4 or 5 hours of the game. I'm like, fuck, I need to play that game.
I think when you first start, you like can't walk.
Yeah, you basically go from, like, being an invalid to someone sacrificing a great deal so that you can actually, like, move around and then carrying the guilt with you. And the way they show him doing that is more show than tell. And that's something that doesn't happen a whole lot in video games.
Makes me think of Kill Bill.
Of Kill Bill?
Yes. What made you vote for Nier, CJ?
Just for like, I've actually never played it, but I watched a couple of my favorite streamers go through it and play it, and Like it's just a super easy story to pick up on. It's got really good highs, really good lows, and it was just enjoyable to watch. And there's not a lot of games that are enjoyable to watch if you're not actually playing them. And I thought this one was, so that's why I think it's got the best story and the best narrative.
Cool. Well, we shall find out when Robin plays it. Hopefully.
Yeah.
School break is coming.
Thanksgiving is coming.
Thanksgiving is coming. I'm so excited for. I have another exam on Tuesday. I'm stressing out.
So the next category, second to last category, is Best Game Direction. Nominees are Horizon Zero Dawn, Resident Evil 7, Super Mario Odyssey, Wolfenstein 2, and Breath of the Wild.
I'm going to go with Breath of the Wild.
I picked Horizon.
Breath of the Wild.
I voted for Breath of the Wild, but I wouldn't be surprised if for some reason Resident Evil 7 wins, because it's awarded for their creative vision, and they built that game to work for VR. Granted,
The fact that
impressive.
they had the balls to go back and be like, look, the franchise is kind of dying. Let's take it back to the horror roots. We're going to keep you in a house for X amount of hours. And they're like, we're just going to go all in on this. And it didn't sell as well as 6 did. And 6 was shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, people are still like, that game is great. Like, I completely agree. But Breath of the Wild, someone being like, hey, this world is enormous. We're supposed to release in 2015. Can we make it so you can climb everything?
You're so obsessed with climbing.
It's just when you play it and you realize, like, wow, I wonder what's up there. And every time you say that, you're like, let's fucking find out. That's just amazing. I've just never had a game where, like, I didn't have to glitch my way up walls. Or, like, yeah, I'm going to ride my horse into this wall until all of a sudden I'm on top of it. It's literally just like he just climbs everything. And that's why I kind of give it to Zelda. Because it wasn't just this massive open-world Zelda experience, which is incredible. It was also, like, design this huge world so you can explore every inch of it. There's no cheating of, like, oh, well, there's an invisible wall there. Like, the shit just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked it.
And then there's the final category, the main event, Game of the Year.
Breath of the Wild.
The nominees are Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, PUBG, Super Mario Odyssey, and Breath of the Wild. I voted for Horizon. I feel like there's definitely a chance that Zelda could win. I also feel like, oddly, there could be a chance that PUBG wins.
I do too.
I said it a couple episodes back that PUBG is the game of the year, so I'm sticking with it.
I respect all those opinions,
shall
but
see.
Robin
Breath
was
of the
correct.
Wild.
It's going to be Breath of the Wild.
I don't know. We'll see.
Dark horse for me is either Horizon or Mario.
I don't think it's going to be Mario, TBH.
I think Mario just because it's so fresh and people still haven't beaten it and they're like, I'm at 600 moons and I'm not done.
Yeah.
I think Horizon because the Frozen Wilds is coming out and everyone gets
It's
to go
out.
back and be like, it's out
Came
and be
out on
like,
the 7th.
wow, like this game is still fucking incredible. Like they timed it really well. They timed the DLC to come out very well. So
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if Horizon will clean up or anything, but I think they'll win several awards. I think that a lot of it will be Zelda or Horizon.
Right.
At least I'm hoping. And Cuphead, because Cuphead freaking deserves
I hope
it.
Cuphead wins every category it's in, pretty much. So.
But you can vote every day. The voting ends Wednesday the 6th, and the award show is actually on the 7th.
Okay.
So Thursday the 7th, last day to vote is Wednesday the 6th.
Do we want to tell everyone the website?
Oh, you literally just Google the Game Awards vote, and it comes up as a sponsored thing right on Google.
Yeah,
And
it's super
easy.
easy to find.
Yep.
Cool.
So yeah, guys, go vote, and then on December 7th we will be watching it. We'll give you guys the results if you're not able to. It'll be very fun, and the person who missed the most
Vote or die.
will, I don't know, dump in, I don't know, a bucket of shit on their head.
Ew, no.
We'll figure out something.
Think of something not gross.
We'll figure out
I don't want
something.
to do the ALS challenge because I don't know if that's like cool for me to infringe upon that. But it'll be something mildly embarrassing that we'll post on the Facebook and
Dude,
website.
that's fucked.
I said mildly embarrassing.
But I'm super excited to win, so that'll be fun. I can't wait for December 7th so I can
Well,
feel
we'll
like a
see.
champion.
We'll see, bro.
Champion.
I think it's a safe bet to take Cuphead for any category it's in, so I tried not to fanboy on Zelda too much. That's why I didn't take it for sound design. But we'll see.
All right.
So cool. That's what we got for you guys this week.
Woohoo.
This has been episode 46 of the Nerd Chills podcast. Like we said, go and check out the Game Awards. You can just Google it and check out all the nominees and vote once a day until December 6th. And then the Game Awards will actually be on the day after that. So this has been Adam Diaz with you guys, as per usual, as I know you guys like to hear. You can reach me at the Adam Diaz on Twitter. You can email me at mailum, maylum, at nerdchills.net. You can also find me on Facebook in the group. You can talk to us through there. It's nerdchills. Facebook.com/ Facebook.com/Nerd Podcast. Nerd Chills hasn't taken over Facebook yet. You can also check out the website at nerdchills.net.
Oh, we don't have like a Nerd Chills in front of Facebook URL yet?
No, we don't. It's just Facebook.com/Nerd Chills Podcast.
Oh, do they have those?
I don't think so.
Oh.
You just made that up.
Okay.
I don't think
you can
so,
tweet
no.
at the show at nerd_chills or email the show nerdchills@nerdchills.net. You can also go on Patreon and kick us a couple bucks. That really helps us produce the show and make the quality better and better and better, and we really, really appreciate it.
I can't believe we've been doing this for almost a year.
We're almost at 50 episodes, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Very happy. Thank you guys for being on the show, and thank you guys for listening. We are steadily growing still. And, like, I was driving the other day, and I'm like, I don't know, like, why? But we really appreciate it, and we're going to keep doing it as long as you guys want to keep listening. So, and you can always go on iTunes or Stitcher or any of the other podcast services, and it really helps if you guys rate us. Reviews work very oddly. They put you higher and higher up on the list so that people can actually just see us.
Like, if you guys want more giveaways like we did this past month, like, the more you support us, the more we can make these things happen.
Yeah, we have some free shit, but we want to get better stuff for you. So, like, Blizzard goodie bag definitely is not cheap, but we're happy to give it away. So, that's all the plugs for the show and for me. CJ, if the fine folks wanted to find you, where can they do so?
Twitter is @SecretInfinity. You can find me just about every day now on twitch.tv/SacredInfinity. I'll actually be on there right after this. I'm super close to becoming an affiliate, which is kind of exciting. So
I don't know.
We'll kind of pursue that and get some help from my Nerd Chills family. But yeah, those are and then sacredinfinity@nerdchills.net if you want to email me anything.
You have been streaming a fuck ton, dude. I've been watching you from my phone. So. Right on.
Yeah.
Charlie, where can the fine folks find you?
You can find me at charlie@nerdchills.net if you want to email me. You can also find me on Twitter. It is Charlie_NC as in Nerdchills.
Charlie with an EY.
Yeah.
The
Can-
real
I
way
guess,
spelled.
if you really want
Can we
find it.
do an Overwatch stream, like a Nerd Chills Overwatch stream soon?
Yeah, absolutely. I know Liz is going to be getting it for Black Friday, so we can include her.
Yeah.
Yeah, friend
And
of the
then
show,
there'll be
Liz.
4 people here that are better than me. At the game.
Well, as long as we get 6, we can get a full party. That would be incredible.
That would be so cool.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to pick your brain after this and see what your mains are, Robin.
Oh, okay.
Robin's
I'll have to brush up. So I
way
can be
better than I
best.
am now. It's really frustrating. She's a tank. She's healer. She's DPS. She can do every class, and it's
I
so
was like
frustrating.
healing and being diva.
You are a diva in real life, so that makes sense. Robin, if the fine folks wanted to find you, where do they look?
At almost every social media outlet there is, at the Robin Grace.
Where can they
and
find your
like the
Etsy
Etsy shop is Robin's Kawaii Corner, not Kawaii, but Kawai, because you know Kawaii is scary.
Right on. And your Twitch is the Robin Grace as well?
Yep,
Cool. Maybe we can get 2 affiliates for the show.
that'd be really cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys one more time for listening to episode 46. And I'll go ahead and sign us out. Take a chill pill, people. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.